Hello, welcome to another sunny day in Alaska. We're doing some more art out in the wilderness today. Today I'm taking you to a truly secret pond. I don't think any locals even know about this pond. My name is Danelle and I am a painter. I've been an artist for many decades, and lately I've been doing a lot of plein air, watercolors, acrylic gouache, and oil paintings. Today we are taking these little kayaks. This is my boyfriend Tony, and he's been doing drawings with me out in the outdoors. And we are going to be taking these kayaks across a muskeg, which is our bogs, down to this little secret pond. I have my 3 border collies with me. And if this is the kind of adventure that you like and you enjoy seeing art out in the outdoors of all different types, then this is the place for you. Consider subscribing. I would love it if you hit the like button, and I'd be happy to have you here in my community. Thanks so much for joining. Let's get out to the pond. Come on, Ed. So these are just a couple of little kayaks we've had for years that we got at Walmart, and they've been very tough. We have put them through their paces, and we just use these little cheapy, like 50-cent dog leashes to pull them, and they've also held up remarkably well, and we have a lot of fun with these. This is a paddle that I got years ago when I bought a, it's not a pack raft, but it's like a pack raft. You can backpack with it. And this paddle's pretty cool. Thank you, Audrey. This paddle's pretty cool. It actually breaks down into 4 pieces, so you can fit it in a backpack really well. All right, I think everyone's ready to get in the pond, especially Audrey, who likes that one. She likes to swim the very most. So she's very impatient to get in the pond. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. This is the traditional first round. We go around this little island. So what do I have in my pack? Let me show you. I have my standard safety stuff in this pocket here. Just fire starter and a headlamp, things like that. A little bit of first aid sort of things. So I hardly ever opened that one. And here is it's my homemade wet canvas carrier, but it's not canvas. This is my watercolor paper. I decided to bring watercolor supplies today because they are the least messy, the simplest, and the lightest. And being that I'm going to be painting in my kayak, thought it would be good to bring the simplest and least messy thing. And just my regular watercolor kit, just this silly little pencil case. Like this was in my daughter's binder when she was in middle school, and now she's 28 years old. Have my little pencil carrier. I also use that to put my paper on so I can paint. And then my little Van Gogh watercolor set. I am using this water cartridge brush that came from a little Walmart kit. It's been pretty handy. It's in there. I did take the mixing palette out. I tend to just sort of either mix on the paper, or I guess, or I'll use these little wells here for mixing. So that's what I have today. Let's go see what we can find that looks interesting to paint. I also have some soda in a gallon Ziploc bag. It's packed with some ice. I put a towel around it so the condensation doesn't soak my backpack. I learned that the hard way. And has a little mud from this morning's hike. Then I just have some snacks, a couple oranges, some nuts. Those are good for a hot day. And it's probably close to, what would you say, 75 out here, Tony? Yeah, that's pretty hot for us Southeast Alaska rainforest peeps. All right, let's go find a good something awesome to paint. There's a lot of choices here. And Tony will help me do a little bit of filming. I don't know where the dogs are. They just kind of wander around and swim when they feel like it. Let's go look. The dogs are over there in the shrubs, but they are so grown up here in the summertime. All right, I hear a couple others diving in. All right, what should we paint? And when I say we, I mean me. I don't think, Tony, you didn't bring your drawing things, did you? Okay. Hi, Henry. How you doing? These trees are pretty cool. Trees over there are pretty interesting. Boy, can you see them? There we go. They're totally covered with lichen, which gives them a very silvery appearance. Oh my God. There's those trees with the mountain behind them, but the sun is behind them, so the light's not very good. It's a big tree right there that I did a watercolor of from a kayak a few weeks ago. I'll find a picture and put it up for you. There's a beaver dam over here that might be what created this pond to begin with. There were some red-throated loons over there that had hatched out a couple of chicks, and they were swimming around on that side a few weeks ago when we were here. So we tried to stay clear of them so we wouldn't spook them. They're pretty interesting birds. So I'm going to do a sketch first with my where's my 0.5? My 0.5 waterproof pen. Got my little paper with the tape. my little cardboard carrier. I'm just gonna throw that down here and hope it doesn't get wet. And then I'm just gonna use my pencil carrier to put this on, and then I'll start painting. I am going to paint that interesting lichen covered tree that is right there. And I don't know, I might move these two little trees over so they can be part of the composition. Let's just see how it goes. Have some challenges here, floating in a kayak. The wind is pushing me around, so we'll see how we'll see how these challenges go. When I painted here before, I got myself in the reeds so that the wind couldn't push me, so this might be difficult. I backed myself into some reeds here to keep myself from floating all over. I was having a really hard time with just staying facing the tree, so another challenge may be averted, but now I'm near the plants where the bugs are, so that's going to be the new challenge, I'm sure. I brought bug spray today, so anyway, let's get to drawing. And this, I don't think I'm doing this justice. That is really tall. So maybe we'll bring that down. Okay, after trying out a different view, I was drifting all over. I could not figure out what I was doing. I didn't like my initial drawing, so I think I'll do this little scene, and maybe my dog Edna will stay there long enough I can sketch her in too. So a lot of green up there. Let's see what I can accomplish. You can see it's pretty glary. So you can see what I'm doing here. Try not to shade it too much with my hand. Okay, so let's just put the short about 1/3 of the way across. Those would be kind of fun, these reeds. Just get a real basic sketch in here, and then this little clump of grass here. I'll get that in there. Kind of wedged myself onto this little muddy spot to keep myself from floating away. So there's my view. All right, I don't really like the way that one turned out. I was having some challenges. The light is really glaring. At least I'm not floating away, but tried to put the dogs in there. That was kind of fun. All three of them weren't sitting there when I sketched it. So we have some harsh shadows. I have some challenges, but I feel like I learned something, and sometimes it's just those challenging ones that really teach us things. Let me know some of your most challenging en plein air moments. I suppose putting yourself in a kayak with sun glaring straight down on you is a good way to give yourself a challenge. Well, thanks for coming along today for this, to one of our very, very favorite places to go. The weather here is only nice enough to even come to this spot maybe 2 or 3 times a year, so it's very special to us. Tony's still floating back there. Is he in the frame? Where are you? Can't see. There he is. And there's Henry. Anyway, thanks for joining us. It was really fun to have you here. I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe, but even more, I would love it if you would comment, give your input. What could I have done to possibly have done a little better job of this? I would love to hear it. I am no watercolor expert. Actually, I haven't even ever really done landscapes until the last few months, so bring it on. Give me your harshest criticism, give me your input. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, stay creative, have fun.